You'll hear what has their coach all upset this morning and why it might help them win out west. Plus, only one unbeaten remains. We'll tell you why the Eagles are on upset alert in the Battle of the Birds. It's a Football Friday, people, and it's time to get up. Starting right now. We are ready to roll. Although I will say, all of us are officially worse at football after watching what happened last night. Brooke Pryor is here. Chris Canty is here. Ryan Clark will be with us in just a second. Let's take you to what happened last night. A primetime horror show a mile high. Chris Canty, let's try and make some sense of what we saw in the game of the night. Colts Broncos. Third quarter tied at 6. Both teams had kicked 2 field goals. This was the Broncos' best offensive play of the night, and a referee was involved.
Yeah, you usually see the rub out between 2 receivers. Never seen the Zebras get involved in that, Greeny, but that probably is the most explosive play that the Broncos are going to see for quite some time because they couldn't get it together.
The 51-yard play. Not sure why both receivers were in the same spot. Meanwhile, it sets up this. Brandon McManus, he's blocked.
Another wasted opportunity in the red zone. That's on the head coach and the special teams coach. With your offense struggling to score points, you can't give away those opportunities.
So it's still tied at 6, but the Colts now on a 3rd and 15. Matt Ryan was picked off twice by Caden Stearns.
Yeah, that's a great job by the safety, showing cover 2 pre-snap and then dropping into the low hole to rob that pass right there.
You see the frustration from Matty Ice. Broncos kick a field goal, so they're up 9-6. Keep that in mind. Early 4th, 3rd and 13. Wilson, what is that?
I have no idea, but he's giving away the football like it's buy one, get one free. Russell Wilson can't continue to have those types of turnovers if this offense is going to get on track.
And then at the end of the play, he just gets lit up.
We kind of deserve that, Greeny.
He would be examined and he would stay in the game. Just an absolutely terrible performance. Now, we go to the 4th, still 9-6. Broncos sort of set this aside in your mind. They go for it on a 4th down and they get it. It's a nice little play to Eric Saubert for the 1st down, so the Broncos keep the drive alive. Now, just over 2 minutes left, same drive, 3rd and 4. They have a 3-point lead in a game in which the defense is not allowed a touchdown, and he does this.
Greeny, why are you throwing the ball in that situation? I get it. It's an errant throw. Russell Wilson should know better. But Nathaniel Hackett, run the football. Kick the field goal. There's 2 minutes left.
So the Colts get the chance, and they're only down by 3. And now Matt Ryan's got Alec Pierce for 17 yards. And they're in business. And then later in the drive, it's Deion Jackson for 17 yards. They're in field goal range, 4th and 6. A 31-yard attempt. Chase McLaughlin, this one will send it to overtime, and it's good. But guess what? The Bronco fans have seen enough. Before the OT, they're streaming for the exits, and they would be happy they did. Colts get the ball to start the overtime, and they do move it down for the field goal.
Yeah, it's a great job by Matt Ryan not letting what happened in regulation affect his performance in overtime. This is a veteran quarterback, mental fortitude to push through adversity and keep his offense on track.
So it is 12-9 Indy. The Broncos need to score. Where the heck is the defense on this play?
I have no idea. I'm wondering where the heck was this play call in the first 4 quarters of the game, because that looked damn good to Jerry Jeudy.
So that's Jerry Jeudy, 37-yard gain. Now here's your ball game. 3rd and 2 at the 6. That's Melvin Gordon stuffed. So now it's 4th and 1. So what are you going to do? A field goal would extend the game. No, we're going to go for it on 4th down. Russell under center. No, we don't like the look. We're going to call a timeout. We're going to talk it over. They're going to come out in shotgun.
I hate the idea of coming out in shotgun. I hate the idea of going for it even more. Kick the field goal, take the points. Even though it's a tie, it's better than a loss.
Even though it ends like this, there's a throw that is broken up. And to make matters worse, look at the right portion of your screen. The nearest person to KJ Hamler was me, and I was in New York. Hamler extremely upset after the game. It is a devastating loss for Denver. 12-9 Indy in overtime. Russell, what?
It's very simple. I think at the end of the day, I got to be better. I got to play better. This team, this defense played their butts off tonight. I let the team down tonight. But the good thing is, one thing I know about myself is I'm going to respond.
We wanted to win the game. It ended up being 4th and 1, and got the go for it, and thought that was a good decision. Wanted to put the ball in Russell's hands. The timeout before it was to kind of get a feel for what they were doing, and so the run didn't look as good as we had hoped it would have, and gave us a chance with Russell, and that's all you can ask for in that situation to win the game.
Yeah, somehow I don't think most of the people watching had the same feeling that Nathaniel Hackett did. Again, Ryan Clark will join us in just a second, but Chris Canty, you touched on it briefly during the highlight. Let's expand on that. What didn't you like about the way they went about that 4th down?
Well, first of all, you lined up in the shotgun. So if you're a guy in that front 7 for the Indianapolis Colts, you take away the threat of the hard ball run. What does that mean? That means those linebackers at the 2nd level can drop into coverage, and you create more bodies in the middle of the field. You make it a much muddier picture for your quarterback, Russell Wilson. Wilson, he can't get a clear shot on Courtland Sutton. But I hate the play call overall, Greeny. Up until that point on the season, your team is 3 of 13 in the red zone. They had enough opportunities to have productivity in the red zone. Why are you going for it? Go ahead and kick the field goal, play for a tie. If your defense gets a stop, maybe you have another opportunity with your offense, but that's better than a loss. And that's why I don't understand why Nathaniel Hackett made that decision to go for it. Hadn't you already seen enough from your quarterback in the red zone? He already threw 2 interceptions in the red zone up until that point. Take the points on the board and then play for a tie.
I get that. I don't disagree with what you're saying. That said, that quarterback is getting paid $250 million, and we all lost our minds when we didn't give him the chance to win the game week 1. What did you see last night, Brooke?
Well, look, yeah, you paid him $250 million, but it's like buying a BMW and then finding out later on the Carfax that it was flooded and that it's not quite as good as you thought it was. I mean, I understand that a couple weeks ago we were blasting Nathaniel Hackett for trying to take that field goal. I am not great at math. I was told there would be no math in this job, but I'm pretty positive that the percentage of them making it that close is a lot better than Russell Wilson making that throw in that situation. It was, I was yelling at my TV, and I apologize to everyone that I woke up because that was an abomination.
Look, I mean, everything can go wrong does go wrong. We hate the decision. We hate the play call. But even having said all of that, the receiver is wide open for Russell to hit. So there's enough blame to go around for literally every person involved in this play at the end. And I'll tell you who was watching this thing, and if anyone who was watching it on Amazon Prime last night, you saw it. Richard Sherman is a part of the broadcast team. He, of course, was on the Seahawks at the time that they had that Super Bowl disaster. Listen.
On the final play, you got to run the ball. Again, like, I mean, I wish I had Marshawn up here. Like, 1 yard. You need 1 yard. Run the ball. Run the ball. CT.
He's triggered.
All he has to do is run the football. Like, necessary criticism. I'm not, I've said enough criticism for him, but God dang it, run the dang ball. Like, learn from your mistakes.
So, I mean, there was a lot of strong opinions to go around. And again, we'll have RC here in a minute. And this is what the Broncos have done. Look, they've played 6 games now, right? Do I have that right? Or 5 games?
5 games, yeah.
3 of the 5 of them have been on standalone national television. They had a Sunday night. They had a Thursday night now. They had a Monday night. They're going to be on Monday Night Football next week. So we are all watching what is going on here. And a team that came in with very high expectations. I mean, it's hard to remember, but Nathaniel Hackett comes in with a reputation for being an offensive guru. He's the guy who worked so closely with Aaron Rodgers over the years. They look like they can't get a play called. They can't make a decision. And Russell Wilson looks like a shell of himself. The Broncos' early season has been the biggest disaster in the entire NFL.
Yeah, there's no question about that in my mind, Greeny. And I will say this, that game last night tested my marriage early on. I mean, I'm sitting there watching it with my wife, and she said, I thought we were watching a football game and not a baseball game. There was that little bit of action, and it was that level of ineptitude on the offensive side of the ball. And when you start to look at what the Denver Broncos did, you're talking about 8+ territory possessions last night, Greeny, and you were only able to come away with 9 points? In what world is that okay? For as far as they are in the red zone on the season, 3 for 14. They're historically bad. They're on pace with the 2012 Kansas City